Here we go. What's going on, guys? Bag here, and you've never seen me record this game before. This is, of course, Rift, for those of you who couldn't tell just by looking at it. Uh, I do apologize for the quality. It's a little fuzzy for me, but that's because I'm on a really crappy laptop. Well, I'm unable to join Warfronts after deserting your team. Oh, well, for 10 minutes. That sucks. So, anyway, just to get that out there, I left that one because I kept insisting on these people to not line of sight me behind the trees after running in against 4 people with no sword and shield, only a giant 2-handed axe in which they were running around like monkeys. Chickens, rather, with their heads cut off. I don't know why you'd run around like a monkey with its head cut off. I imagine it wouldn't run around, but a chicken can. So, running around like a chicken with his head cut off right in the middle of a group of 4 people and line of sighting me behind every giant tree in the Black Garden Warfront. Now, I say that like I've played that Warfront a million times. I have not. I've played it 3 times. Last 2 times, I think I pulled about 20k heals, and I was thinking, whoa, that sucked. But then I realized that doing anything other than I'm healing for the same amount. I mean, I don't know if bolster, I didn't notice if there was. If there isn't, I do find myself dying very quickly sometimes. But then again, I'm not really supposed to be in the heat of battle, am I? So, oh, it just got dark. Why does it keep getting dark? That's really weird. What is causing that? Am I like blocking out the sun with my camera? What is going on here? Well, what is this? This is weird. Is it actually dark and I can't tell because of my graphics or what? Here. Anyway, that was mildly distracting. Anyway, yeah, recording Rift. Some of the guys have been playing. This is really odd. I'm gonna ask about that. If anybody knows. Been playing some Rift. I was on Star Wars yesterday. I was doing a battleground on my operative. He was spec'd for DPS. He was in the middle tree. I forget what it's called, concealment or something like that. The one with acid blades. Doing pretty well with that. I was just kind of fooling around with the recording thing. For some reason, Star Wars lags horribly when I try to record. Rift doesn't. See what is going on here? It's really weird. And all the furniture just disappeared. It must be the laptop. It must be. This is really weird. So, he was doing pretty good with concealment. I had a guy whine. He pulled like 20k, it's like 200k heals, and was like, "Oh, you guys are all suck. Look how much heals I did." And he was all like 30 something. And I'm not one to tell people that they suck, but I was like, "Dude, really 200k? Like, let me get on my operative. Let me respect the heals, and I'll show you." So I respect the heals and did about 800k at level 23, but not to brag or anything. Just to let you know, I am still playing some Star Wars. I just haven't been on it yet today. It lags horribly with this laptop, and until I move and until I get everything settled with my move and I get my PC hooked up, I will have Star Wars videos for you guys. But I do want to release them. So Rift. Anyway, yeah, Rift. I'm currently looking for a group. I've been playing a cleric. And got into this tree about 12 points, and I was like, you know what? God, they give you a lot of heals. Now, I'm not sure how splitting trees will work in this game, but I did split a little bit. I increased my damage done so it was easier to solo. I always figured, Rift probably lets you respec at some point. If not, I have plenty of heals available to use. They're all casting heals. I have a shit ton of mana, and I'm not really worried about running out of mana anytime soon. So I did put a few points into Druid to help me out a little bit. I did get the Summon Satire, and my girlfriend keeps saying Satyr, and I want to punch her. You ever seen Hercules? Was it Hercules? Yeah, the movie, the Disney one. Phil was a Satyr. No, he was a Satire. I'm pretty sure that's how it's pronounced. I could be wrong. If I am, nobody tell her. So this is my Satire. He's more like a tank. Is like a healer. Now further up in the tree I was looking through because I just like to see what's up. And I come across, I think it's this one, Greater Fairy Seer. Best used for ranged damage. I don't see any ranged damage Fairy Seer anywhere in here. Maybe I missed it last time. There's Greater Fairy Healer, 24. Strength of the Fae, Crushing, Spirit, Fae, Celerity, Fae, Mimicry. But I didn't see anything in here that suggests that there's a DPS pet that I get somewhere at all. So I'm just not sure. We'll have to find out. Oh, did I miss? No, somebody else refused it. Great, that's great. That's like the third time that's happened. People, stop queuing if you don't want to play. So a little confused by that, but I did pick up the Druid tree just because it looked interesting. I looked through a couple of the trees, and this one looked kind of cool. Basically because I got a freaking satire to protect me and a fairy. Why haven't I been using that? Where's that been? Maybe it is on my bar. Is it on there? No, it's not. Why is it on there? We want that. Who doesn't want that? Increases movement speed by 5%. Gives me a freaking honking awesome shield for about... Let's move this over. Sorry, you're kind of breaking the immersion here, moving my recording thing over. Gives me a shield for like 20 seconds. That's great. What the frick? Why haven't I been using that? Anyway, my allergies started kicking in, so I apologize if this is going to be... but I gotta look through here now that I've told you guys about it now. I gotta look through here and find this, but I don't see it anywhere. I guess maybe it's a greater, but it's probably the first time I get it. The range damage, but that's really high up in the tree for that to be the first time I get that. Anyway, I did put also 3 points in the ward, and I kind of regret doing that. Basically just for the healing down and absorption. I was using these abilities. This is the heal over time. Since I have thrown it away and not used it at all, basically because these heals with the cast, I'm more than okay with using those one after another. And my mana is fine. So I wanted to get used to using Sentinel abilities because I didn't want to put any more points into Warden. I was going to eventually split these, but for soloing purposes, I've put points into Druid. That's not... Because of the healing, I wanted to play with some solo stuff. It's a lot easier to level when you don't have this ability and one ranged ability that is the first ability you get on the tree, Bolt of Light. When it's got a 2-second cast time, it's really boring. So I put a few points in here. This does damage, buffs me. I do more damage to the enemy, and so does my pet. And this just does melee damage over and over and over and over. And this is banished from the Sentinel tree. It does damage over a sec over time. I was hoping to get a queue for a group here while I was sitting here chewing your guys' ear off talking about my cleric. The biggest complaint I have so far with Rift. You guys know that in my other videos I've talked about how I have a bind target ally button so that I don't have to sit here all the time and use this to heal. And I'm clicking where the group torture is. I don't know if you can actually see my cursor. I didn't test that out yet. But over here next to my name, if you can't see the cursor, right above where Mysticles is, you can pop up here on the screen. Down here, the buffs are going. That is my group bar is right about there. It's the same as with Star Wars. I click it sometimes to heal. But also in Star Wars, you know, a lot of times if it was spread out, I would simply say the group is over here fighting by the pylon or by the I don't know, the console in Noverre Coast, and one group was here. I could run between them and press F and target the closest ally. Now in Star Wars and in not with ESO, because obviously you couldn't target ESO. In Star Wars and in World of Warcraft, it works the same way. When you click it, where your character is facing, like there, it should have targeted this girl. But it targeted Mysticles. I don't know why I named it Mysticles, because I just felt like it. But it doesn't. It targets the nearest ally, no matter where I'm looking. So I did test in a group. It's not just because they're NPCs. Because if I hit target next ally, I tried that as well, and it just cycles through the closest allies to me. So it'll target Mysticles, then it'll target this, and it'll target him, then it might target her over here, then it might target that guy. It's wonky. So there is no target nearest ally based on where I'm looking. It's all where my character is, and I don't like it because I can't, you know, somebody's got low health, I can look, say it's between that walking girl and this girl. If somebody had low health, I could go, who's the lowest? It's that guy, and I could target him right there. Boom, wouldn't target my pet here. Now, I did not try to do this. Let's, really, I can't just dismiss him. I have to actually go into my abilities. Oop, that's not. I had to go into my abilities to dismiss him. Really? Oh, see you, Phil. I'll call him Phil. Okay, yeah, see, it's still doing the closest ally, so it's not about who I'm looking at. It's about who my closest ally is. So, I mean, there is a point, but lately what I've been doing for the Battlegrounds is, and you guys get a little Easter egg here, those of you who have seen my Star Wars videos, you'll get a little Easter egg right here as soon as I summon this fairy healer. Mako! I couldn't resist. I had her named Aliciara for my commando healer in Star Wars, but then I was like, you know what, my name's Arculin here, just like my Merc, so she's being named Mako. And all I did was right click. You can do as many times as you want, which is really cool. I hate when they won't let you do it once. So I've been summoning her in Battlegrounds and in Battlegrounds, Warfronts, and looking for groups. I don't know, dungeons. Do they call dungeons? Yeah, normal dungeons. In group dungeons, she gives a little bit more healing. Is what she does. She has a damage over time, which actually we're gonna get rid of. We don't want to use that. And she also restores health. It's got a 2-second cast time to restore by 85 health. So she's not great, but I do leave her up there because, you know, why not? I might as well have her doing something. So as far as... That doesn't look like a mace anymore. What's going on? Oh, that's because I hit Z. Switch to my wand. That's really awkward. So I'm rocking a mace and a crystal totem that I got out of a... I don't even remember what I got it for. It might have been an instant event, or I got some kind of thing. I went into the store, bring up the store. I went into trophies. Where's trophies? There it is. And I exchanged. It was one of these things. Ascendant's Lesser Signet Trinket. And I got that. These are obviously PvP capes. Why there's only one for a hunter? Actually, I guess it's not for a hunter. It just resists. That's what it looks like. Not great for a cleric. Let's see what else is in here that I can buy. Maybe there's something in here I can buy for gold. I doubt it. Or for silver, I should say. I don't know what those are. Are they, lucky coins. The ghost clock. Probably for a player house? I don't know. So anyway, oh, my mount. I'll show you my mount as well. Tundra Yarnosaur. He's a giant badger fuzzy rhino thing. Anyway. So I'm playing a Kallari. Let's take a look at my gear here real quick just to... I have no idea what I'm doing, by the way. I don't know if... Okay, so obviously spell power wisdom, I kind of assumed that. So I've been boosting spell power a little bit more than wisdom. It might increase my spell critical, but spell power is increasing my damage and healing of my spells. So I've been putting a lot of points into that. Basically just the gear. I haven't obviously been gemming or whatever it is in this game. Anything, but I have been collecting stuff with either wisdom or spell power. A little bit of intelligence just because that's been coming with the gear. I don't know if... Hell, I don't even know if intelligence... It increases my max mana, but then again, so does wisdom. Spell power, critical, and max mana. I guess you could do either one. Anyway, so whatever's been coming with my gear, spell power, wisdom, intelligence, mana, and taking that stuff. So let's go to the character here. Here's what it looks like. We can stay in the stats thing for a moment. He's wearing chain armor because he's a cleric. And this is basically just what I've been collecting. A lot of greens. But also some blues. I got that out of the last dungeon. And I got this out of the last dungeon. And I got this out of the last dungeon. I think I got this too. I got a lot of stuff. Maybe that was the dungeon quest that I got. So yeah, I got this gear from Dungeons. That just equipped as a stat stick. Basically, I found it, picked it up. I was like, oh, okay, let's put that on. Boost my stats. One thing I also don't like is my weapons don't show up. I like my mace to be on my belt or something. It just kind of disappears. I'm like a magician. That's okay. Maybe it's a bound mace. I don't know. So that's what I've been doing. Like I said, hopefully, I was hoping that I could get a dungeon in here for you guys as well, but that doesn't seem like it's going to happen. So maybe just an introduction to the character. Don't worry, Star Wars video is coming soon. ESO just got kind of stale for me a little bit. I probably will go back to it. It's great, but the leveling is just a grind for me. I like to be able to queue for a lot of battlegrounds and do stuff. And ESO's battleground is great, but I really think they need to add. I really think they need to add smaller ones. Is what I'm trying to say. The whole big thing is great, but at low levels you can't do it. And I think there should be some other battleground, maybe defend the keep. You know, give us a base and have us defend it. You know, like a tried and true old timey battleground that's been done 100 times before. But for a game like ESO, I think it would be great. You know, 8 on 8 or 10 on 10 or whatever. Capture the flag, defend this, defend that, deathmatch, get killed. You know, not deathmatch. Please no deathmatch. I hate deathmatches. People just run in and play hero. When you have something to defend, people sometimes work together. So I really think that's what ESO needs. And I don't like grinding quests, and the dungeon quests aren't repeatable, and they're just shit EXP. So, hey, somebody just said, eat it, fatty. See, really? And you are dead. Probably a rogue. So, that's what I'd like to see from ESO. Repeatable dungeon quests so I can level up. And I know the whole thing is the story. So was Star Wars, though. And if I didn't want to do the other little quests, I didn't have to, but my story quests were always coming up and refreshing themselves, and I could do them at any time. And I really enjoyed being able to break away from the PvP and immerse myself in the story. I really, really did like that. This game, I haven't gotten into it quite as much because I'm not familiar with it. I think Star Wars and ESO are games that I'm like, oh, the story is really good because I know the lore. This game, I don't. So while I do have story quests, I haven't gotten that much into reading them. But I have been doing them when I want to. So that's what I'd like to see from ESO. You know, maybe if they tweak a little bit of stuff, I really do enjoy the game. But it's become a grind for me, and I don't think I can make it the veteran. So I haven't given up on that completely. There's some things I'd like to see from it. I'm sure you guys can understand that. So I'm kind of bouncing between Rift and Star Wars at the moment. Some of us are playing Rift, others of us are playing Star Wars. I was on the other night, and there were about 4 people on, so I did have some people to play with, but I couldn't record. Somebody was trying to sleep before they had to go to work this morning. I don't work till later tonight, so I couldn't keep the volume up. I couldn't talk to people very loud. I could have, but that would have been extremely rude, and like any gentleman, I don't want to wake my girlfriend up while she's trying to sleep. So this video is now 17 minutes long, basically me just rambling, but hopefully give you an introduction to the character. He's a cleric. I have been main spec healing, and I am enjoying that so far. I've got an instant cast. I've got something that makes my abilities instant cast. I've got an instant cast heal, and 2 big heals. One heals less for less mana, more for more mana, and I just remembered I had this, and I put it on the bar. So I have run a couple dungeons. I talked about my gear. They were pretty good. There were dungeon quests. I'll see if they're repeatable when I enter one a little later. But I'm going to get out of here. Look for some Rift videos coming up, and look for some Star Wars videos maybe in a couple weeks when I get all moved in. Hopefully till then I don't leave you guys alone for too long. I really, 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 really missed making these videos. So like I said, I'm getting out of here. Finn.